So welcome back to episode 2 of my Let's Play XCOM Enemy Unknown. Just as I was giving each of my soldiers a stun rod in their backpack, I realised alien containment hadn't actually been completed anyway, so I won't be stunning anyone in this game, but I think, well, a bit of extra carry weight won't do them any harm because it's not too much, and for anyone who actually survives these missions, it will help to build up their strength, but very few of them will live that long. Still, we can get underway now. Thankfully, we've started with a mission in daytime. We seem to be in a corner, which is a nice start. And so I'm just going to take the troops out gradually, explore the map, and try and leave them with cover. Now we're at the ship. It's the smallest of the two small craft. There's one smaller, which is a very small, which is good. But on this sort of difficulty level, this could still be 8 aliens across the map. There's no great places to get into cover here, but the least I can do for you, Stefan, is not to leave you exposed at two sides, so that's what I'll do. I'll walk you down here and crouch. And you can go and join him, Scott Taylor. A quick peek in there. Can't see anything yet, doesn't mean there's nothing in there. And I'll bring 2 more down and send them down this way, and I'll start just fanning people out. A sort of beginner experience level game, then maybe be like 4 or 5 aliens, but like I said, there could be 8 or 9 in this one small ship, and you wonder where they all actually go. And it's that smaller ship, but there you have it. Now this sort of stage in the game, we're normally dealing with sectoids or floaters. I think it might be floaters, but there's no real way of knowing until we find them. But fortunately, there probably shouldn't be any sort of mind control in this level yet. Even if it's Superhuman, it's a bit early for that. And if it's floaters, well, floaters is one of the best enemies to get to deal with, because although they can fly and they get to awkward places, they're really easy to kill. They're not particularly clever. They just go down very easily generally. In fact, at some point you're just clearing out your storeroom from floater corpses that you bring back from battles. What I probably should have done before we took this mission was to check to see if my laser pistol's ready, but I didn't, so we'll have to live with it. So that's the end of turn 1. That was the alien craft's front door, and it's only got one door, which is the opposite side to these guys here. So an alien's either going in or come out of that door, probably come out of it. The little noises that you see in hidden movement are quite helpful to you during this game. What I found in my first attempt at recording though was the hidden movement phase can be incredibly long for terror sites because there's so many aliens. It's really comforting when you know there's so many out there still to kill. But also it can be really boring for anyone watching this, and this is one of the reasons I was going to try and edit the first set of videos, because my technical abilities are not there yet, or basically I haven't worked out to do it with the particular package I'm using. I'm not really willing to pay for anything at this stage. I just had to kind of leave it like that. Now I think James Davies didn't really want to do it like that. You've been shot, you get 6 health left, fatally wounded, so that fatally wounded 3 means that he'll lose 3 health per turn, so he's dead anyway, so it doesn't really matter what risks I take. And who are my enemies? Sectoids! And well done for not calling them aquatoids, so maybe I'll take some shots at them. So if you are not coming home in this mission, basically, I don't think it's even possible at this point, because I couldn't even get you back into the ship and take off in time. But you can still see that one guy. I don't really care what happens to you now, because you, as I said, are effectively dead. Your pal can stand behind you. Maria, easy to cover, go down. Because I know there's an alien out there, let's get the rest of the squad down. Not the rest of the squad down, 2 more of the squad down. This way. This is a lot more gentle than my previous attempt, because I mentioned that we'd had a terror site. That was my first mission of the game, because all the alien ships that I managed to conspire to get shot down over the water. Like I did try and chase them over land, but then they didn't get away from me. Or just didn't detect anything. So the 23rd of January I had my first terror sight, and it just went horribly, horribly wrong. Well, I went about as well as I could expect, realistically, given the level of difficulty and the fact that my squad had no armour, a few laser pistols, and no experience of fighting any battles. So those factors considered, they did exactly as well as you expect. Somebody with better tactical ability than me could probably have done something a bit more, but I managed to kill 12 of them, which, given that that's probably the entire squad of aliens for a beginner level terror site, is not terrible. And in that attempt, we did make a desperate effort. I managed to capture one heavy plasma, which has been used for research, before I stopped recording and realised that I couldn't edit any of my horrible videos. So I managed to make these into a better length and more the way I want them. So the last thing to do is just to move them up to the front. This I know seems really painstaking, but it just means that when they come out of the craft they've got a bit more time units to speed everything up a bit later on. In some games, when I know it's going to go badly, I keep one or two of them back just so that I can recover the Sky Ranger, because it's such a pain when you lose that, not just the cost, which is... you'd almost think these foundations didn't want XCOM to succeed, because not only do they charge you like £500,000, but they also charge you rental on it. But yet later on in the game you'll find you can build these really, really expensive, complicated alien craft, and they're rent free because we've built them ourselves. Why can't we build our own regular craft? These just wanted something to happen in XCOM, so we just live with it. And we end our turn. I think you'll probably die, but as long as the person behind you either gets a shot off or doesn't get shot, that's fine. Hidden movement. This really is a killer in the bigger levels. If I keep up this Let's Play thing and do more of them, I will actually learn to do proper video editing so I can cut things like that out. Because I will be playing a lot of these older games. Well, because I'm just a big fan of them, and I imagine some of the load times may be a bit of a drain. So I'm going to investigate this house here. That's one of the things why I sometimes lose people in really sloppy ways, is that I assume, because I've not seen anybody even glance, that there's nobody in here, so I send one guy off and he gets killed. But because there's plenty of troops around, I'm not too worried about that. The thing that really annoys me about these levels, really good to have laser weapons, is you just cut through these things. I mean, you can do it with the rifles, but they're less effective at it. You've got to, even though I can see all this way, I need to walk rounds to go round. But I'll do it, I'll get on with it, I'll try and complain less. Scott Taylor, you can come up here. We know there's an alien in this field somewhere, so we'll set you down just now. We'll bring... Oh, I did that thing. Oh, I do that so often. It's something that, I don't know if it's a flaw in the game, it's a flaw in the way people play it, but I know I'm not the only one that gets annoyed about it. When you want to click on somebody else, it's over here, and you click beside them by mistake, and then it moves the person you're on last. But really, it's kind of a sort of self-discipline thing. Either get better at clicking, or you know, just check before you do it. Ah! Can you see him, Victor? Can you see him now? Yes, you can. He's failed two of our best and brightest, by which I mean our most expendable. Oh, direct hit. Direct miss. That wasn't even close, Victor. I think you should duck behind here, because you just die otherwise. See if Brett can do anything about it. It'd be handy if we take this one guy out. But I mean, having a level like this, I mean, I'm not going to say how many people I'm not going to lose. I've lost 2 already. But the fact that I'm pretty confident that I will kill them all and win this mission at perhaps a huge cost of operative life. But if I do, it means it's a landed one, so I'll get the power core, which gives me a lyrium for a start, which is something that... Is it in short supply? Probably in this game it will be, because I'll probably err towards shooting down UFOs a lot more rather than trying to capture them intact, simply because when you shoot them down there tends to be less aliens on board. But it's good to get that, and I have to research different parts of how the UFOs fly and operate. I'll also get whatever weapons they have, and I can start to do that. I don't tend to make many alien weapons in the game unless it's things like blaster bomb ammunition, because they're just so powerful. And some people would say they're too powerful for the game. I think what's one of the good things about Terror from Deep is that the equivalent weapon in that game doesn't work above land, it only works underwater, so that there are some missions you can't just remotely just blast away at. Okay, well, we didn't manage to kill that sectoid this turn, but nobody's in direct line of firing, so we'll move on. And yes, Andy's political saying, why did I not leave some time for reaction fire? Well, one of the reasons is that most of these guys are so poor at firing that I doubt it made a difference. The guys in the house there, or the barn rather, has panicked, so he's got no time unit, so I'll send somebody else in, so I want to quickly cross this off, because although I am sometimes sloppy the way I investigate these things, it's so much better to send a couple of guys in our one gun and check it out rather than risk not doing it. Now, these two are facing the alien, so what I'm going to do is try and shoot them from another angle. It reduces the chance of reaction fire. Certainly, it's impossible to reaction fire until we fired a few shots, because he needs to see where it's coming from. This is really pathetic. I mean, this is what I mean about some of the initial ammunition in the game and weaponry. Well done, Victor. You've probably expended more ammunition than I'd have liked, but I don't care, because rifle clips are cheap, and ultimately we won't be using them much longer. Come on guys, you get around here. We can't not address the fact that there's probably loads of aliens inside the craft, because that's what often they are, but they do spread out around the landscape as well, which makes things, you know, a bit of a game of hide and seek sometimes. Not as bad in this game as it is in Terror from the Deep, where like, sometimes you get like dockyard missions and loads of tiny wee cupboards and things, and of course the cruise ships and things like that are so bad for hiding. Well, there's somebody else over here, and I think just the way that I walked without just looking in this direction didn't help. And you can't see him. Oh, there's nobody in here. Somehow that guy could see me, but I couldn't see him, so best thing to do is just to hide, and they may come around this way, maybe flank him a little bit, because at the moment I don't see what else I can do. You come around here. There's another sectoid out somewhere in that direction, so we'll do that. What else have we got here? Two of you. You know what, I feel confident enough that I'm not going to lose everyone, or that I can get at least a couple of them back. I'm going to bring you out, simply because I just need more bodies on the ground to increase the search, and because there will undoubtedly be casualties when I enter the alien craft. So you're the last one out, James Sharp. What can you do? Okay, that's everyone. See what happens now. Well, there's the one that I knew was hiding in the field, so at least I've got an idea where he is now, although another operative lost. What was I saying about being confident about winning this one? Don't panic, just don't panic. Maybe less so. Can you see him? Yes, you can. Where's he facing? Oh, I was kind of right about the flanking thing, that might work. I'm just going to shoot though, because they're all terrible and they've got terrible weapons, so just keep shooting at them. That was close. I hit him. Yes! And that barrage of victory fire means it's time to end the video, so I'll come back shortly for the continuation of this mission.